Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to a Russian Fishing 4 video guide. It's been a while since I did one of those. I couldn't help myself because, as an avid carp fisherman myself, we have got a newish carp lake. It's called Copper Lake, and I wanted to give you a guide. Now, normally what you see on these video guides is like fish in this spot with this bait and you'll catch fish. And then you go there, you do that, and you don't catch fish and wonder why. And that's because baits vary all the time, right? One day they might love a bit of straws, but the next day it's a bit of halibut. They're very picky. So this guide is going to cover various baits, all the combinations of baits that I found to be really useful. Not just of my own use, so it's not just the 30-odd hours I've fished on this lake for. This is using the Discord, because if you don't know, join the Discord, the Russian Fishing 4 Discord. There is an amazing section for spot sharing. So essentially I've grabbed everybody's ideas and where they found good fish and good baits to use, and I'm going to put them in a spreadsheet. I'll show you later on in the video. We're going to have a look at a few of my favourite spots, and I'll show you the various combinations of baits that work, so you can have a nice list to starting and jumping off point to go through to find out which fish are catching on what. So this is the starting area. We do have a fish market and we do have a tackle store, unlike Bear Lake, and a cafe. We don't have a grocery store. Ignore the snowman. We've got some pay-to-win feed mixes there, and the administration is the world's smallest caravan. Look at the size of this caravan. Anyway, so this is Copper Lake. One of the disappointing things, I think, when I first started fishing here was from this peninsula part here all the way round, all the way down this side, all the way down to the bottom. You can't get there. So you can only fish from this southern side of the lake all the way up to this pinnacle part, which is annoying. Now, I'm going to take you through my 3 favourite places to fish on this lake, and then I'll show you some more later on, and we'll go through all the bait combinations. But I just want to make sure you get... If I'm going here for a session, these are the 3 places. Now, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. This isn't the easiest lake by a distance. Occasionally, you'll just be bagging up, and you'll find a spot and a bait that works, and you'll be catching for fun. But a lot of the time, it's a bit slower, which suits me fine, because I like to sort of AFK fish. I like feeder fishing, I like casting out, and then I like watching YouTube. I like watching YouTube on my own monitor and just chill, wait for bites. So I'm not too worried about it. But the benefit of this lake is that some of the species in here are absolutely stunning, and there's a lot of rare fish which are more experienced and more... obviously, you've got all the standard stuff, but we've got dinks, leather carp, linear carp, and mirror carp. We've got F1s. They don't grow very big, but they're good experience. And then we've got all types of giant goldfish and koi carp, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful fish as well. So, first spot, the most popular spot by a country mile, is this one here. Now, you can either go up on here. I just prefer just to fish here, and I'll show you exactly where to cast. It's there. It's just dolly it out. You just literally dolly it out, 3 rods, get some bait out there. Now, a couple of things. So this is like the most best spot for me, and a ton of people on the Discord. This is what is suggested the vast majority of the time. Now, I just want to go through a couple of things, because there's this... So if you're not high enough level to go to Copper Lake and you're watching this video thinking, I want to try it out, because there is a trip. You know how the Norwegian Sea has a fishing trip. Even if you're not highest level, and you get a trip for 5 days, which is 5 hours. You can do it 3 times. It costs silver or gold. You get tackle, but notice the tackle and bait. So you get fishing rods, all good, and you get replacement equipment. You get porridge and dough for carp fishing. Now, you'll catch the odd fish on porridge and dough, but a lot of gibbles and crusions and stuff. If you haven't unlocked boilies, don't come here. And I'd almost say, like, ground bait is fine, but if you've got spod rods, so you've got your spod mix, that's a must. Like, almost a must, I'd say. You can get away with it with boilies and ground bait. Boilies and spod mix is up there, and if you're gonna really want to go here and make the most of it, you probably just want to wait until you've got PVA bags, the ultimate thing, right? But, so don't take the trip. Okay, I made that mistake when I was starting a new account, and I thought, oh, because this is a brand new account that I've leveled up, because I'm going to do a whole beginner's guide as well to the whole game. And a sort of re-review of the game. So anyway, yeah, don't get fooled into this trip, because it's not worth. You won't get your silver back. Unlike the sea fishing trip, which I definitely suggest if you want to sort of power level the early levels. So this is my favourite spot. This is, if I'm coming here and I want to catch fish, this is the first one I'll try out. The second spot that I really want to show you is just round to this area here. We got a little campsite, a little bonfire if you need to make some food. It's this spot here. So we are now in the new update, by the way, bottom right actually says the coordinates, which is fucking only took them 700 years, but that's good. So 4851. Annoyingly, in this lake, it seems to be range is bad. Mostly, the vast. I have tried going long range, trying to fish against the far reeds, and I have not found a good spot. There's a lot to get fish there and stuff, and please try it if you're trying to find a new spot. But most of these spots seems to be really close in. So this one is here. So what I do is see the two trees. I know I'm pointing like that because you can't see them. So this tree here and this tree here, halfway in between, clip 10, flick it out. Lovely. Now, I'll go on to baits in a second and just sort of give my preference. I'm going to give you a large selection of baits, but I'm just going to give you my preferences here. But that's a really good spot. That's my second favourite. And my third favourite, and probably the most carpy, and any carp fisherman will know what I mean by this. My third favourite spot is just round this tree here, just round the back of this tree, snuck in. Look, it's so carpy, overhanging tree, just needling it out again. Clip 10, just straight out where I'm looking, and it's a lovely spot. It's still not as good as the other two. They seem to be far. There's also another one on that platform. I'll show you the spreadsheet in a bit and we'll get to it. Now, let's quickly talk about baits. So boilies is king here, and artificial corn is amazing. I found artificial corn on most lakes, if you're looking for carp, to be amazing in general. But the main two types of boilies, if you had to sort of bracket them, would be fruit, some fruits, and also halibut. So the only real difference, so the way the fish work in this game, it's not like real life. Like, there's various boilies in real life that have been around for, like cell boilies that have been around for 10 plus years that always do well wherever you go. In this game, one day they will absolutely love they will bosh a strawberry boilie. The next day, they don't want anything to do with it. You might catch the odd one. But my favourite at the moment, and this was, to be honest, and this is to make my point, the last time I fished this was 2 days ago, and they were loving a bit of strawberry, whether that was a strawberry pop-up or a strawberry artificial corn with some strawberry old pal on. It might be rubbish now. This is why checking the Discord helps. So I'm just going to bring up the spreadsheet so I can remind myself. I'll put it on the screen now. So this is a little spreadsheet in knockoff Excel that I made. And these are combinations and spots that I like in this game. As you can see, things like banana, and it's usually, if you're going to have a banana flavoured boilie or artificial corn, I usually go for the same dip to match. Now, the only real difference I found is obviously the tench. There is a rare tench on this called the ski tench. And they're nice, they're beautiful. Tench is one of my favourite species. And I haven't caught many. They're quite hard to catch. And the only ones I have ever caught are on blackcurrant pop-ups with corn and dip, right? But obviously they can be caught on other things. This is just my experience. Now, the only so here's the list of all various baits. Again, there's more to try, and there might be new ones added every week as the carp decide that they want to. This is why it's vital, if you want to really catch your fish and up your bite rate, is to go onto the Discord, go into the spot sharing, have a look what the latest thing is. People are really, really helpful in there. The only sort of, I'm trying to picture this lake and put the puzzle pieces together, is that I've found, and this might be absolute rubbish, but I've found that when halibut, especially the halibut and berries pop up and spicy halibut pop up combo is working well, or the carp are into it that day, that I catch a lot more of the rare koi I find most of the fruity ones are you get the mirrors and the Dinks mirrors and some F1s and stuff. And this is just my experience. This might not be true, but that's the only real clue that I found to differentiate the fish. The meatier ones, the tuna, the halibut, when they're popular, they seem to be the ones that are getting a lot of the koi carp. Again, they're rare fish, so you won't be catching them every time. You still will catch a lot of mirror carp and stuff. Again, not the easiest place to fish. It's a beautiful lake, really, really well designed. Now, I want to show you one spot, and this was a particular one I found when I was... Because it's kind of sad that most of the carp spots seem to be just fishing in the margins. There is a spot, and I'm not in the right bit. There is a spot, I'll just show you on the map. This little alcove here in 354213, this little bottom nodule, if you could cast just there, I think it's from down here or from the jetty, it's about a clip of about 30 plus. I've caught quite regularly from. This is the only far out spot that I've caught from. Doesn't always work. Again, the fish move. The fish want different baits. You have to work out the combinations of what works. But that's the only time I've fished. I've not really caught in this bottom section. I've not caught at all in anywhere in this top section. Again, my experiences. Please do try it out. And if you do find a good spot, please put it in the comments. This whole video is based on not just my input, but input of all the people on Discord shouting out their spots and stuff. I wanted to make a video that was just, here's 5-6 good spots, rather than just saying, here's the good spot, because sometimes that spot you fished yesterday, they just won't be any fishing anymore, just like real life, right? Occasionally, right near the campsite on that little jetty, just right where that jetty is there, that could be a decent spot as well. Haven't had much luck around this top side before the... out of bounds stuff. So, but I think it's worth fishing. If you're more, don't mind a bit slower fishing, like I said, occasionally you will bag up. But if you don't mind a bit of a slower fishing experience, you're watching YouTube on your other monitor, and you like catching rare and stunning fish, Copper Lake is really good. Don't do it on a trip, because you won't catch much on dough. You'll be paying 260 silver to catch some big gibble carp. It's not really worth it. There's plenty of better places to play. So there you go. There is my guide. Again, anyone that's watched this that has experience or is trying other spots on the lake, please share them in the comments, your coordinates and the bait you used, because that'll allow people that watch this video to then go in and find spots for themselves. And also, I want some new spots, especially if you can find anywhere that fish bite that isn't in the margins right at the front here, because that would be lovely, that you actually have to cast for, like most carp fishing is. Right, there you go. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. There will be another video I'm coming out soon with the Russian fishing, and that will be a re-review of it. The game has been out for a number of years now, and I took a long break, and this is a level 31 count that I did from scratch in the last month, because I wanted to experience all the new player stuff, any new things that have been added. Mosquito Lake has changed shape. There's a bunch of new starting gear. So I'm going to do a re-review of that, so if you want to check that out. Also, I did some guides a few years ago. Most of them are still pretty valid, and most of the spots I've checked as I've been leveling up. I've been using my own guides, and most of it works, apart from the fact Mosquito Lake has added a bit on, and Corey's got a bit on and stuff. But there we go. Hope you enjoyed it. It's still an amazing game. I have so many hours in this game, and I do love this lake. I wish there was a couple more spots and maybe a few more bites. Maybe I'm just rubbish at this, but a few more bites. But the rare fish are stunning and worth the time and effort. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.